Hello and welcome back to another English lesson. I think this English lesson will be super helpful for you. It's going to help you become a better English speaker. But unfortunately, we have to talk about some very sad news out of India. Just yesterday, there was a political rally. A lot of people attended. It was in the Indian state of Tamil Nadu, where like 77 million people live. If we're talking about the United States, California is our biggest state, and it only has about 40 million people. So this is a heavily populated area. A lot of people came out to see this politician. He used to be a movie star. His name is Vijay. And unfortunately, things got tight. People got crushed. And in this video, you will see pictures of children being hurt. So if that is something you don't want to see, this is maybe an English lesson you want to skip. If this is your first time here, usually what we do is we watch a news clip together, and then I come back and teach all of the difficult terms they use. That is what we will do in this one. Let's take a look at it, and then I will come back.
This is what star power looks like. Tens of thousands clambering to hear the words of actor and politician Vijay speaking at a rally in southern India. Vijay, a successful actor who goes by only one name, launched a political party last year. He began campaigning this month ahead of state elections, which are set to be held in early 2026, a key piece of the world's largest democracy. But what began as celebration did not end that way. With nowhere to go but towards the campaign bus, the crush meant people not only ran out of room to escape, there was barely enough space to breathe. By the time the rally stopped,
Police sir, please help sir.
It was too late.
So they mentioned star power. Star can be used a couple different ways in English. For instance, you could look up at the night sky and see many stars, but sometimes we talk about really famous people as stars. And if somebody has star power, like this guy Vijay has, we might use it like this: the strong ability of a famous person to attract a big crowd. He definitely attracted a big crowd that night. Take a look at this. This is maybe a concert that's happening. There is probably a star performing, and they have star power. Here's a sentence that uses star power. The leader's star power brought thousands of people to the rally, and it caused a stampede. So we should definitely talk about what a stampede is. Super sad that children were lost in this. They passed away. We'll talk about that English phrasal verb in a minute. I just keep seeing, I don't know if I've played it yet, but there is a part in the news clip where you'll see family members who have just lost a child. Very heartbreaking news. But a stampede is a sudden, uncontrolled rush of people or animals. You might have a stampede of cows or horses. That can definitely be dangerous too. But when we're talking about people, people usually get hurt when it's a stampede. A stampede started when too many people pushed forward at the same time. People were clamoring. That means climbing or moving in a difficult way, often using hands and feet. So if you take a look at that picture there, you can see that people are clamoring over fences. People were clamoring over fences to escape the crowd. I've used rally already in this English lesson. The newscast used rally. Let's talk about what a rally is. It's a large public meeting, often for politics. In the United States, we have rallies all the time, not quite ready for democracy yet. We need to talk about a sentence that uses rally. President Trump loves to have rallies all the time. The political rally was held in the city center. Now we're ready for democracy. India is called the world's largest democracy. The United States is a democracy. I don't think places like Iran or North Korea or Russia really are democracies. Let's talk about what a democracy is. It's a system of government where people choose their leaders by voting. So let me know if you live in Iran or Russia. I don't think anyone is watching from North Korea. Do you feel like you can go and vote for your leaders? If you can, that's a democracy. So let's get a sentence that uses democracy. In a democracy, every citizen has the right to vote. In the United States, you do have to be 18 to vote, but here you can see a picture. It does look like this might be taking place in India, and people are going to vote for the politician they want the most. The word crush can be a verb in English, but in the newscast, they said the crush. So here it's a noun. That is when too many people are pressed tightly together, making it dangerous. Here is a sentence that uses crush as a noun. Several people were hurt in the crush near the stage.
Ambulances couldn't get through, limp bodies instead carried out by hand and then by stretcher. The local hospital was overwhelmed as traffic made up entirely of ambulances queued outside. And inside, tragedy. Children are among the dozens dead on a night which Vijay has since called unbearable and indescribably painful.
My brother's two children were there, two boys. The oldest one passed away, the younger one is missing. My relative, my sister-in-law, is in the ICU. What should I do? The child has lost their eye.
Limp. We use this word in a couple different ways in English, but let's talk about it like the way they used it in the newscast. It means weak or without strength. Now, I asked AI to create an image of a woman carrying her dog who was so tired that he looked limp. Now, I don't think this dog looks very limp to me, and I'm not sure if I can really put a picture of a human looking limp because they often look dead when they are limp. But think about carrying a child to bed who has already fallen asleep. Their body has gone limp. They don't really have any control of their body. It is just hanging there. And if you see the blurred picture or the video of the young child, luckily we can't tell if it's a boy or a girl, but they definitely look like they've been seriously hurt or maybe worse, but their body is limp. So here is another sentence that uses limp. The injured man walked with a limp after the stampede. So sometimes people can walk with a limp. That's different. If they're walking with a limp, you can tell that one of their legs or maybe their foot is injured. They're walking in an unnatural way. They talked about stretchers in the newscast. A stretcher is a bed or frame used to carry injured people. Let's take a look at this sentence, and it goes along with this picture. The doctors placed the woman on a stretcher and took her to the hospital. Overwhelmed. Overwhelmed. Sometimes you might be overwhelmed with the number of words there are to learn in English. Let's get the definition. Unable to handle something because it is too much. But I promise, if you study your English every day, it will become less overwhelming. The police were overwhelmed by the huge crowd. Now, here I have something a little bit more happy, I would say. Let's get rid of this sentence and let's take a good look at this picture. It looks like this food center or maybe this food bank is being overwhelmed by food donations. Now, they have so much food, they really don't know what to do with it. queued. This is mostly British. It means stood in line. People will queue maybe to enter a soccer match. That's the way I used it here. Thousands of people queued for hours to enter the event. So in American English, we would say those people are standing in line. If you ever come to the United States and you use technology here, sometimes there will be a queue when you're waiting for something to download. But in the real world, we usually say stood in line. Unbearable. This means too painful or too difficult to stand. What about this sentence? The heat in the packed crowd became unbearable. And if you look at that picture, it does look hot there. It does look like there are a lot of people in that market. I'm sure the heat there is unbearable. I actually visited India this summer, and to be honest, sometimes the heat was unbearable. Indescribably. Indescribably. This might be difficult to pronounce. Yeah, I just had trouble pronouncing it. I had to edit it out. Undescribably. It means in a way that is too great or extreme to describe with words. She felt undescribably happy when she saw her family again. So maybe she had been a student overseas for like a semester. Maybe she had been gone for a few months. When she sees her family, she can't describe how happy she is. I didn't know if you would know this one. It's a great English phrasal verb to know. It's just a nice way to say somebody has died. Let's get the official definition. A polite way to say somebody has died. And if you take a look at that picture right here, it looks like this woman, this young girl, might be visiting the grave of her grandmother. Maybe her grandmother passed away a few years ago and she is paying her respects. The ICU, it's an acronym. It means intensive care unit. People here are usually very sick. It's a special part of the hospital for very sick people. Now, again, there's so much tragedy in the story. I wanted to find a happy picture. So, yes, this man is in ICU. So, at one time, he was probably very sick, but luckily now it looks like he is a little bit better. Doctors were taking good care of him in the ICU after the long surgery.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi, too, has wished the victims' families strength. Already, questions are being asked about crowd management at this event, where packed streets have left behind empty homes.
Packed streets is next. Now, I know you know streets, but do you know the adjective packed? If something is packed, I'm pretty sure there are going to be a lot of people there. These are streets that are very full of people. I try to go grocery shopping very early in the morning so the store won't be packed. That way I can get in and out of the store, not waste time inside shopping. I don't really like shopping. Please let me know in the comments. Do you like shopping? Do you like shopping for food? Do you like grocery shopping? Here is a sentence that uses packed streets. The rally caused packed streets all around the city. Crowd management. So a crowd is a bunch of people. Let's talk about what crowd management is. It's controlling and organizing large groups of people to keep them safe. Now, on New Year's Eve in New York City, there is usually a large crowd, and that crowd has to be managed. So let's take a look at a sentence that talks about that. New York City needs to have crowd management on New Year's Eve to keep everyone safe. Congratulations, you made it to the end of another English lesson. If you're looking for more English, right down there are a few videos I filmed in India and taught English at the same time. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.